Hello, and welcome back to our podcast, Manna at the Tap. I'm Gloria, here to serve you spiritual food to help you grow. Manna is found in God's Word, and as we choose it for our day from the daily menu of the lectionary readings, here at Tapestry, we serve up a healthy breakfast of morning prayers written by our worship team, a song to sing all day long chosen by our psalmist, and I try to dish out some practical theology you can eat all day long. So thank you again for stopping by our podcast. We hope you will continue. This is the third week of the Easter season. Today is Wednesday, April the 17th, 2024. The lectionary reading is the Gospel of Mark, chapter 16, verses 9 to 18, the closing verses of this Gospel. But it seems odd that earlier manuscripts ended the Gospel at verse 8, and they do not have the verses from 9 to 20. But it's part of our lectionary reading for today, so let's explore it and see what it is saying to us. One of the first things you may notice is that this is not a narrative form. Up to now, Mark has been known as the gospel with the breaking news story. He tells what is happening now, and you must read the other gospels for an update. The lectionary text is actually summarizing what occurred 40 days after Jesus' resurrection, and it may indicate that these verses are an addition. Jesus is mentioned along with his instructions to go into all the world and preach the gospel, and he promises to be with you. The key word that is repeated in these verses is believe. Mary Magdalene believed when Jesus called her name in the tomb. She went to those who were mourning and weeping and told them that Jesus was alive and that she had seen him. But they did not believe her. Jesus met the couple on the road to Emmaus and accepted their invitation to dinner in their home. At the table, he took bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to them. It was at that moment, open-eyed, that they recognized him, and then he disappeared. They believed because their hearts were burning as he spoke to them along the way and opened up the scriptures. This couple could not wait to tell everyone, so they returned to Jerusalem that evening to tell the community that they too had seen the Lord and that Simon had also seen him. But the disciples did not believe them either. Later, Jesus came into the room while they were eating supper and took the disciples to task for their stubbornness and refusal to believe the witnesses who said they had not only seen the Lord, but had had conversations and interaction with him. Why are they not believing? They think the death of Christ and resurrection are just news stories. But if we believe them, they hold the transformative power to change lives. In writing a letter to the communities he shepherded, Peter was pleased to let them know that without seeing Jesus, they loved him, believed in him, and rejoiced with joy. Why were these communities able to believe and had not seen Jesus? And the ones who witnessed his death struggled with believing he rose and was alive. The death of Jesus was believed, but the resurrection of Jesus was God's good news to humanity. The resurrected life of Christ brought about a new paradigm. We now have the power over demons and can throw them out in Jesus' name. New tongues mean the disciples will have the ability to speak to God in new ways. I want you to please take careful note here. The new tongue is about talking to God and not to people. It is an act of praising God and giving thanks to God for all that He's doing for us. God has saved us. God has rescued us from our helplessness and hopelessness and given us hope-giving power when we believe and are thus saved. To live out this new life of the resurrected Christ, we must be aware that in the face of hostility we encounter, God will be with us and God will empower us so that we can be victorious. So, as we go into the world, we are to share the good news of the gospel because we believe and we have witnessed the resurrected power of Christ in our own life. Yes, Jesus is alive, and this is the good news of the gospel.